So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy Ellen. I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. So listen, we're about to get into some crazy videos that may make you question everything. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
Have you guys seen what's going on in Iceland? According to the Iceland Met, over 3,000 earthquakes have hit Iceland, and they're terrified. The island has been evacuated due to a volcano. Wait a minute, check this picture out. Due to this volcano, and it's expected to erupt, and that will be bad news for Iceland.
The situation in Iceland is quite worrisome, and basically we are expecting a relatively large volcanic eruption in the next few hours or days. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon on November 11, and at noon there was a press meeting by the civil defense and some scientists and the Red Cross, and essentially they were sharing three main scenarios that they are expecting to happen, and apart from the one that indicates that there will be no eruption, the two other ones are just horrific. And yes, to be completely honest, everyone is just super worried right now.
So you've seen that massive volcano that's already spewing out lava, and they're praying that it does not run down this fault line right here. Because the town is down there that's been evacuated. Most of this region has been evacuated due to the earthquakes. So if the volcano erupts, their jet stream for the next 5 days is moving away from Iceland, so the debris will move away, the smoke and the debris. Keep Iceland in your prayers. Have you guys seen?
What does this mean? What is this? This is a sign of the times or what's to come? What is this? Why is this happening, bro? This gotta mean something on a grander scale, man. Just hearing that, just the hairs on the back of my neck stood up, fam. Just to hear that, I don't know. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. You know what I mean? Because some people will look at that and be like, oh, it's just Iceland, and then walk away. No, this could happen near us somewhere. So we need to be focused and paying attention on what's going on. That way, if we ever faced with this situation, we know how to handle it. And so far, the only thing I'm hearing they did was evacuate.
Here's what's been happening in Iceland. Since October 24th, there have been thousands of earthquakes in Iceland, with an astonishing 1,000 in just 2 hours. It's been happening all day, every day.
Wait. Did she say 1,000 in 2 hours? I've never even thought that was even possible. If I ever heard that many in 2 hours, I'm thinking it's the end. I mean, what else is next at this point? Sheesh, my bad, y'all. I ain't mean to stop it, but that just threw me off.
Just 2 hours. It's been happening all day, every day, leading scientists to believe that an eruption is imminent. Iceland sits above a hotspot and two major tectonic plates, the Eurasian and North American, which are moving away from each other, a phenomenon you can literally see. All of this causing Iceland to be one of the most volcanically active places on Earth, with a volcanic eruption occurring every 4 to 5 years on average. The data suggests there's a growing river of magma, about 9 miles long, running underground in the southwest corner of Iceland, and the eruption could occur anywhere along that line. The ground has already begun to open up in spots as the landscape shifts, causing an evacuation last week in a town of 3,400 people. While geothermal activity is a totally common occurrence on Iceland, this is a lot. Fortunately, the eruption will likely occur only in this specific area, causing no danger to anything outside of it. If that does happen, it would be devastating to anyone's homes and communities, but this doesn't appear to have enough power to destroy Iceland. Here's what's been happening.
I hate when they say that, bro. I hate when they, fortunately, it's only going to be in this area and this is only going to happen. We're pretty much saying we're good, we're protected, and we're insane. No, bro, I hate when they say that, because then it's like the universe hears it and they're like, oh, so you think you safe, huh? You think you're good? Oh, I'll show you. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Just stop doing. I get they're trying to, I guess, you know what I mean, prevent panic and all of that type of stuff like that, but I hate that. And I used to think Iceland was like safe. You know what I mean? Safe. And the irony that Iceland and now volcano erupt or melt, like just the whole irony in that situation. Mind blowing.
Iceland is getting ready for a major volcano eruption, which could happen in the next few days or even hours. The seismic activity around the volcano on the Reykjanes Peninsula has sharply increased. In just one day, over 519 ground tremors were recorded here. Satellite data analysis showed that the western part of the town of Grindavik has sunk by more than a meter. Mount Etna in Italy has become active. Strong earthquakes have occurred in the USA, Tajikistan, Papua New Guinea, and Ethiopia. If you have friends, acquaintances, or relatives in these countries or in Europe, suggest them to pack an emergency suitcase. Who knows, there might be a need for an urgent evacuation, so everything necessary should be at hand. Mark December 2nd this year on your calendar to check the Global Crisis Responsibility Forum, where independent.
Listen, man, to think that Iceland may cease to exist pretty soon is just beyond belief to me. You know what I mean? Again, it goes back to me asking, why is this going on? What's happening? What's happening, man? This is scary.
Check out this NASA vehicle. Thing's pretty bad, huh? That's actually one that's rolling around on Mars currently, doing some filming. But, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of you think that that's a conspiracy theory. Well, I know the truth anyway, but you can check out this video.
Monstrosity is staring me in the face like, why is it covered in snow? Look into Ireland and some other areas around it, Iceland. Ireland gets snow only once a year, 1 day a year. So I keep digging a little bit deeper, and I finally get underneath this cloud cover here, and a few images pop up. Nice images, what are they? Oh, this we got, which I'm sure looks familiar too, right? Looks just like the pictures they give us on Mars. So I'm just kind of creeping around here, and definitely noticing the same kind of undulation changes, same kind of rock, same kind of dirt. The only thing that's missing is that nice little red tint that they pay somebody $150,000 a year to put on there. But those mountains, those rocks, definitely exactly like we see on Mars. So I said, I wonder what they're doing out here. What is all this equipment for? I'm sure it can't be NASA, right?
Oh, look at that.
Orange,
That's on, huh?
Okay, that looks like a NASA. Well, let's do.
Listen, man, I don't know what to believe anymore at this point. You know what I mean? Like, this goes back to people saying we've been to Mars already several times. You know what I mean? Or that Mars doesn't exist. You know, those rocks look like the same thing or the same setup or the same area in Phoenix, Arizona. Like, it's you hear so many different things, man. I don't know what to believe anymore. Wow, it's hold on, let me back this up. Is this, it says a volcano around 20 miles from Iceland capital has just started to erupt. Wow. Now, some people will be like, Iceland will cease to exist. Some people like, I'm hearing as well, it's forming a new continent. You know what I mean? So I guess we have to wait and see what's going to be the results of all of this. You know what I mean? I cannot lie to y'all. I will not lie to y'all. Staring at a volcano from afar like that, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's one of the craziest things you'll ever see in life. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to avoid saying it's incredible because people are out of there. You know what I mean? But it's just fascinating to see, man. I'm always drawn to those videos, those drone videos that fly over top of the volcanoes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But trying to remain sensitive to everything that's going on with everybody at the same time. So
this is the sports centre here, and you can see the car park. It's been ripped apart. It's almost as if the ground has been unzipped. I can't even see the bottom of this crack that's opened up. You drop a stone down, and it keeps on falling.
around 800 earthquakes have been measured in Iceland, according to the Icelandic Met Office. Whew. Man, my heart goes out to them.
Well, this area of grass, just look what happens when you put some weight on it. It's like a carpet underneath. The ground is just slumped, it's fallen away.
No, go back to the crack. It says the magma is now thought to be just 500 meters below the surface, and they fear an eruption at any time. Any time for this. I wish they could have sent a drone. I want to go back to the cracks where he was at and like send something down there so you could see what's happening down there. I think that's important for us to see, or maybe important for me to see. Maybe y'all don't want to see it, but I want to see it.
This is the sports.
No, man. Is Mother Nature pissed off at us right now? What's happening? What's going on? Is she mad? Or is she just rebuilding us?
Is Iceland going to be leveled by a volcano? Should you cancel your trip to Iceland that is coming up? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
So I'm leading a group trip to Iceland in April of next year, so 6 months from now, and I am not worried about my trip. Let me explain why. Just as men think about the Roman Empire, I think about volcanoes all the time. I'm a bit of a volcano nerd, so I'd love to explain to you about Iceland's volcanology, its status as a tourist destination, and how those interact. So everyone is talking about this and saying, should we cancel trips? Are you promoting your group trip right now if the volcano is about to erupt? So Iceland already actually had a volcanic eruption earlier this year, and they had one last year, and they had one the year before. But this time, the potential eruption site is in a town called Grindavik, which is like a 3,000 person town, where the ones that were more recently, earlier this year, were in unpopulated areas. So there's more concern this time because a town had to be evacuated in case there is an eruption. And how they know the eruption is coming is because there have been an increase in earthquakes and different volcanic activities such as this, like fissure in the road in Grindavik. Now, volcanic eruptions may sound super scary, but as I mentioned, they happen in Iceland like every single year, and this is...
Wait. That's all the volcanoes? Hi, caramba. Is that all? Woo. That's a lot.
is why Iceland has over 30 volcanoes, and you can see Grindavik
That's
is
a
right
lot.
here on the map in an area where there are 3. The reason that Iceland is like this is because you can see the North American tectonic plate and the Eurasian tectonic plate literally run straight through Iceland. And there are a lot of different types of volcanic eruptions, and one type of volcanic eruption is actually called an Icelandic volcanic eruption because it's when there's these fissures in the earth and lava comes up through it. So that earlier picture of that road in Grindavik where there's like a fissure beginning, that could become lava. Here's a diagram you can see. I think when most people think of a volcanic eruption, they think of like a Plinian eruption here or a Strombolian eruption that's like big mountain going boom, 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 destroys the whole planet, destroys everything. I mean, yeah, that could happen. Mostly what you get in Iceland are these Icelandic eruptions, the very top one there where it is a fissure. There was an eruption a few years ago, the volcano Eyjafjallajökull, I think I said that right, sent a big ash cloud into the sky and closed air traffic over Europe for like several weeks. So It's not just Icelandic eruptions that happen, but every volcanic eruption is not some like fire and rage Mount Vesuvius situation. This is the Eyjafjallajökull eruption that sent so much ash into the air that planes couldn't fly because they couldn't see. But you can also see that even though this was catastrophic, this farm right here, everyone's fine. So what's happening right now, again, is that a small town of Grindavik has been evacuated because of this increased activity, and it is only about 15 miles from Iceland's only major airport, so if something catastrophic did erupt and damage the airport, then that could be a problem. As of right now, no airlines are canceling their flights to and from Keflavik Airport, because like I said, Iceland is highly volcanic. It has already had a volcanic eruption earlier this year, and they monitor it really, really closely. So if anything bad is going to happen, you will know, the airlines will know, your lodging will know, and things will get canceled. But I don't think you need to preemptively cancel any sort of trips, especially if they're like my trip, which is in April of next year. In 6 months, this whole eruption could be totally over. The lava is dried up and gone. A different eruption could be happening in a different part of the country. You just don't know in a highly volcanic area. There's no need to cancel a trip that is in the future. And there's really no need to cancel a trip if you're leaving like next week, because that's just how Iceland is. And if you enjoyed this and you want to hear me talk about volcanoes in person, come to Iceland with me in April of next year.
Listen, I ain't gonna tell you what to do. Everyone's grown. But if you're gonna get your travel advice and your safety tips from somebody, I suggest you find somebody who's a specialist in that area, expertise. I wouldn't go. This is just me speaking for me. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. I don't care. I just hate to be trapped somewhere trying to get back home, scared to death if something should happen. And the fact that she said, could something happen? Yes, it could. Is it likely? No. The fact that it could is all I need to know. I'm not putting myself in that predicament and being over there just in case. Do you see what some towns are dealing with? No. Hey man, I hadn't been in this amount of years I've been on the planet, on this earth. What's me waiting a little while longer? It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It ain't gonna hurt nothing, man. You know what I mean? So, hey, I ain't trying to tell nobody live in fear and this, that, and the third and all that type of stuff like that. You do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna stay here though.
Story that I ever heard. I don't know if this is true, but let's pretend it is.
Yeah, fine.
There was some sort of an expedition, and their boat hit some ice, and so their boat started sinking, and they had a real problem because the next boat was hours away. So they call in a mayday for the next boat, and they climb out of the boat in time before it sinks, and then they get to an ice shelter, like an ice raft, an ice island, I guess.
Like an island, yeah, ledge.
Ice island. And in the distance, they see a polar bear. And it's many, many ice land bridges or whatever.
Or ice distance, that is.
Ice island away.
Ice steps.
But it keeps jumping in the water and getting closer. Figure out what they are. And then finally it gets to them. Finds out what they are. It's in the ice island next to them. Jumps in the water. Pops up. Grabs one guy. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Takes him. Kills him. Drags him in the water again. Goes back on the other ice island. Just starts eating him.
And they're just chilling, watching it.
They're one ice island away, hoping that he doesn't stay hungry after he eats their friend.
That, first of all, our boat crashed. Like, this is just an all-around bad situation for somebody, man. I'd be sitting there looking at him like, yo, big man, seriously, bro? Seriously? What else you gonna throw at me today? And for a bear to be there, and then he dragged bruh back to the other side and sit there and eat them in front of you. Psychologically, I'm done. Like, I am done. I'm losing it. I'm at this point in time, man, I'm praying for a miracle. Like, what do you do in that situation? How do you even survive? Yeah, that's, man, I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Howdy, yo. I was just about to fall asleep, and it's almost midnight Texas time. And then got another update about this Icelandic volcano. Apparently all that magma that's possibly circulating underneath the town of Grindavik is shifting all over the place. It's going this, that, and the other way. And one of those directions is possibly towards the ocean. Now what's not good about that is that could lead to what's known as a phreatic eruption. Now this occurs when magma hits a large body of water directly, usually the ocean, and all hell breaks loose. It is very, very hot, hitting cold water, and instant steam, flash boiling, ballistic blocks, toxic gases, base surges, lahars, directional blasts, debris avalanches. Like, it is not good. So if you're anywhere near that area thinking that you're going to see something, I would highly recommend, if you can hear my voice and for some reason I'm your only source of news and you're in the country of Iceland, stay very, very far away from Greenawik, at least until you know about something. You know I love y'all over there in Iceland, and I want y'all to stay as safe as y'all possibly can. I hope these earthquakes quit on you pretty soon so y'all can get some sleep. Love each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
See, you got one dude telling you to stay far, far away, and then you got another person telling you, "Hey, we should be good. We're gonna still continue our trip." You know what I mean? The more the merrier. Everybody hop aboard. You see what I'm saying? No. Play safe than sorry, fam. Safe than sorry. And nobody knows when this is gonna end or when it's gonna start back up or when, you know what I mean? They're dealing with this. Yeah, man. Listen, man. This is tragic. This is horrific, and we're watching this firsthand, and it's scary. Y'all send prayers, love, and light to them, man. I'm sending prayers, love, and light to them, man. And y'all, listen, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think, what you've heard, and what they're saying about this situation, what it can mean. It's your boy L. Stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone. So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. All right, so listen, the next videos we getting in will make you question everything. So remember, it's for entertainment purposes only. Let's check them out.
Some of the more than 30 suspects were already behind bars in state prison and on Rikers Island for other crimes. They were brought into the 111th precinct to be charged in this major gang conspiracy case. So serious were the safety concerns about the explosive rivalry between the crews known as Money World and their opposition or ops, the local trap stars, that police booked them at separate precincts to keep their family members and associates separated when they showed up.
It's pretty much shoot on sight when they see the opposition.
Bro, they gotta be booked in separate. If you don't think it's crazy Wild Wild West style outside now, you out of your mind. This stuff is getting out of control. They had to book them and like, used to be the mere thought of jail or anything like that would kind of get you back in line. To these jokers these days, bro, it's like the next stop on their destination. And we all know what that is. This is crazy.
This is Rikers Island, a jail that was named after a judge who wanted to uphold slavery. Richard Riker was the owner of the island in the 1800s. His ancestor, a Dutch immigrant, Abraham Riken, purchased the land in the 17th century. He was known for abusing the Fugitive Slaves Act, which was popular for capturing runaway slaves. So when a black person was brought before Riker, he would quickly issue a certificate of removal before the accused had a chance to bring witnesses to testify that they were free. Judge Riker would speed up the process to capture blacks who fled the South and even collected a kickback fee from bounty hunters for each slave he helped send back to slavery. Historians also share that bounty hunters often kidnapped children of free blacks in New York, and he would still help send these free blacks to the South and collect the kickback as an honorable judge. The land was sold to the city in 1884 for $180K, which is about $5 million today. The city expressed the need to open a men's jail as they needed to replace the previous jail, which was on Roosevelt Island, also known as Welfare Island at the time. Now the jail is known for its harsh, brutal conditions. It's known for so many murders and is often referred to as a slave ship. Isn't it ironic that the history relates to its correlation today?
I wonder if more people heard that. This needs to go viral. You know what I mean? It only has 9,000 views. It needs to be millions and millions of views. And maybe if people hear that and let that sink in, they wouldn't go there. They wouldn't go there. Maybe that's what we need to do. Try to make this video go viral so people can get that in their brain and make them kind of have some second thoughts before they do some of the things they're doing.
I'm gonna try to be clear with this, and I don't have much time. It's only a 3-minute video, and I'll be running out of time. Rikers Island. Young brother asked me about Rikers Island. Have I been there? And I told him the truth. Yes, I've been there 3 times. Every time I was lucky to get out. That place is the biggest piece of misery, dangerous, psychopathic, mental health, nasty, and the COs are so immune to violence and dumb that they are worse than the inmates.
Bro said he was lucky to make it out of there all 3 times. All 3. Not just one of the times he had a real bad scare. All 3 times.
Last time I was on Rikers Island, the COVID epidemic was going on. This was in October of 2020. 25% of the population had COVID. The COs were all calling off sick. They didn't want to come in. The gangs were running the jail. If you was weak, you wasn't going to eat. People was getting their face cut up every day. It wasn't nothing to see somebody walking down the hall handcuffed with their face cut up. You could see their teeth from where they didn't got cut, faced.
What's happening on Rikers right now is wild. So here are 3 things you need to know today about the crisis in 90 seconds or less. Number 1, Rikers houses over 6,000 detainees on a given day, but most of them have not been convicted of a crime. In fact, most people are in Rikers because they can't afford to pay their bail, sometimes as low as even $1. Number 2.
I've heard that. Matter of fact, it was one of the stories that came across the screen earlier that said, man did 5 months in jail and didn't know that his bond was $2. $2, bro. Are you $2? I feel like I could call home and somebody could find that in the couch cushion. $2?
2, did you know there were more deaths in 2022 at Rikers than there were in the past 25 years at the jail? And number 3, the wildest thing of all. Mayor Adams and the Department of Corrections Commissioner Louis Molina are no longer telling anyone when someone dies on their watch. They are covering up their officers' deadly behavior, cameras in the jail, and... Pause, please. Like I was saying, they are covering up their officers' deadly behavior, cameras in the jail, and we suspect they are covering up when people die. It is obvious that Mayor Adams and the Department of Corrections are deadly leaders of Rikers, and we are demanding change. And, we're demanding it now. There is only one solution: a federal receivership. A federal receiver will be nonpartisan, and they can oversee and manage the jail. This really is the only way to save lives today and make sure the jail actually closes by 2027. We must take the keys from Mayor Adams and Commissioner Molina now. The judge can and must appoint a receiver. It's happened before, and it can happen now. But you can take action today by calling, emailing, tweeting the judge, and demanding that she appoints a federal receiver over the New York City Department of Corrections immediately. What's happening on Rikers right now?
Listen, man, I thought I had already heard that they were shutting that prison down. Or it was in the works or something like that. Like, they need to get some more news coverage on this and try to continue to put pressure to get this stuff shut down. That needs to be a lot of deaths and the different things. They ain't even telling people when their family passes away. That's too much.
Hello, TikTokers. Welcome to Real Law Talk. A lot of people ask me about the conditions at Rikers Island. Rikers Island is the main jail for New York City. It's where you go if you're pre-trial or if you're serving less than a year. The conditions of Rikers are abysmal. There's a federal case going on. It's been all over the news. 22 people died last year at Rikers because it's full of untreated mental illness that the city simply can't or won't address. I don't know. I don't do politics. But as an anecdote, this is how bad it is. I recently became aware of a case where a man was jailed by a family court judge for not paying $41,000 in child support. He was jailed yesterday at approximately 11 a.m. He spent one night at Rikers. Today at 1:30 p.m., a check was delivered to the mother for $41,000 to convince the judge to let him out of jail. That tells you a lot, and that's Real Law Talk.
God! Now, you know it had to be some time before he went to court, right? So in his mind, he was never paying that money. He was going to go through the depths of you-know-what before he paid that money. And I guess Rikers was it. That man came up with $41,000 after spending one night in Rikers. I don't know about you. That told me a lot. That told me a whole lot.
After 5 years as a correction officer at Rikers Island, Jonathan Suarez says he had enough.
The inmates completely took control of the facility.
Says he was working 16-hour days, no lunch breaks, and often the only officer guarding 45 inmates.
This year alone, we've lost 600 officers. We're getting assaulted, and this is our sad reality.
The city council voted against adding more than 500 officers this year to replace the ones who left. And now the council's looking to remove a form of discipline inside the jail called punitive segregation, otherwise known as solitary confinement.
How could somebody basically commit a crime in jail and have no punishment in jail?
Some critics call it torture. The officers' union calls it an essential jail within a jail for violent inmates who act out.
The jails is going to get worse. Is this going to be a zoo?
After 5 years as a
Now, I know y'all hear this and y'all like, golly, Rikers is just that's the devil. That's hell. You just don't want to go there. But here's another thing. Let me let you in on something else. It's not just that one prison. It's a lot more prisons like that. There's a lot of people that seen this clip and was like, I know how they feel. Or I know what I seen or went through or witnessed. It's happening in a lot of these jails, man. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here and trying to speak up for people who have been convicted of just heinous crimes. No. But think about what's going on and happening to the officers that work there.
Rikers Island, story time? Got you. For sure, you wouldn't be smiling on Rikers Island. So my first time on Rikers Island was in the year of 1996. I had got caught with a .45 automatic pistol on my way across that bridge, shackled to another stranger. It was kind of scary. Anyway, the dude I was shackled to, he looked at me, he said, "You ever been to Rikers Island?" I said, "Nah." He said, "I can tell." Yeah, it was a scary experience, you know, all the stories I done heard about Rikers Island from homeboys going there and coming home. Man. So he was like, whatever you do, stay on your P's and Q's, don't trust nobody, and get ready to fight. I'm like, damn, get ready to fight? He was like, yeah, off rip. If you gotta set it off, you gotta throw the first punch, throw the first punch. I'm like, damn, gladiator school type shit. So I remember I had a brand new pair of Nike Cortez on. He said, those same sneakers on your feet, trust me, you're gonna be fighting for them. He wasn't lying. Off rip. I had to fight for my sneakers. Back then you was able to wear your regular clothes also. So if you had some fly jeans on or a fly t-shirt or a fly sweater, anything fly, you was fighting for it. So pretty much it's a place where you gotta earn your respect. I don't care who you are, where you from, how big, small, handicapped, whatever, you're gonna be fighting. Back then the gang activity was really heavy. You had Latin Kings, you had Bloods, you had Crips, you had Nietas, you had 5% Nation, which is not a gang, and then you had the Muslims also, which is not a gang, but they got down too. I was in the building called C-74. It was the adolescent building back then. C-74, Adolescents at War. That was the nickname of the building. So mainly, it's a lot of cuttings, you know. They call them buck 50s. Few stabbings, but more cuttings than anything because, you know, guys get stripes by leaving scars in guys' faces. So here's the worst thing I seen happen to a man. This guy came in, he was known as a snitch. So word get around really quick on Rikers Island. So anyway, this guy came to the house I was in, 2 Main House of Pain. Long story short, they tricked him into playing a game of spades. So while he was sitting down in the day room at this table, they dealing the cards, somebody came behind him, put him in a headlock, and put him to sleep, drug him to the corner. He was in the corner unconsciously sleeping. What happened next was crazy. Guys just started walking up to him and cutting him in the face while he was asleep, unconscious, tagging his face, marking his face up. This guy's face was dripping with blood. And that's one of the worst things I see, man. Stay out of Rikers Island. Stay out of jail.
Jeez, man. And look what he was in there for. Got in trouble for getting caught with a firearm. He wasn't in there because he got caught with that crime nonetheless. And look what he witnessed. Bro, more and more kids, teenagers, adolescents, young adults need to hear these stories, need to see these videos to know what they're getting themselves into. I hear it all the time, bro. Even like he said when he was riding to Rikers, but he could already tell he was scared.
Actress Lala Anthony breaks bread with young detainees, encouraging them to turn their lives around. New York One's Cheryl Wills has the story.
A warm hug and a hot meal with actress Lala Anthony, the activist on hand for this special Thanksgiving dinner with young detainees at Rikers Island.
We go through things like a family, we get through it like a family, and I'm just excited that we all here together to have a meal.
A meal that feeds the body and the soul. Turkey with all the trimmings, stuffing, sweet potatoes, and cornbread, with some counseling on the side, sprinkled with love. These young men, all between the ages of 18 and 21, part of Anthony's Foundation 360, where they get invaluable support while behind bars, from mentorship to legal services. The star honored to break bread with young people, determined to start a new chapter.
I'm just excited that they got to bring some of their family and friends to share in a meal and just appreciate each other, love each other, talk about what we're grateful for.
I want to thank you, God, for today, for allowing Lala and the commission and the water to give us this day with our family and our loved ones. I want to thank you for the food we're about to nourish inside of our bodies. I pray for all our families. I pray everybody get through what they're going through. And I just pray we have a good day. Amen.
Amen.
Members of the 360 initiative also grateful to be seen and heard.
Before I got into the initiative, it was like I didn't really have nothing to look forward to. Just going through my days. Now I'm here. It's like I know that I'll wake up tomorrow. I get to see Lala. I get to see Britt. I get to see the pastor. I get to see White. I get to see DC. I got loved ones here for me. Just making my bed a little bit easier.
It helps a lot. She showed me a different way how I could value my time while I'm in here.
Anthony's guidance truly makes a big difference in their lives.
Lala was talking to him. She's pushing him to continue his music and change the lyrics of his music because he's so influential. So she's pushing him to, you have this talent, you have this power, you have this following, and if you change, people are going to follow you. You're going to be a leader.
Lala Anthony is not just here for the holidays. All year round, she brings her celebrity friends to Rikers to share words of wisdom with young people ready to make a fresh new start.
There is life after this. There is life after this. This is a moment in your lifetime, but this doesn't define your life, and I want to make sure that they know that.
Actress Lala Anthony.
That's what's up. I thought I saw on her page, because I think I follow her on social media. I think I saw her on her page. She was getting clothes from celebrities. I think Fabulous had donated clothes for them to get once they, I think, get out and transition and stuff like that. That's rehabilitation right there. That's what you expect, the type of things you expect. Maybe they don't have the funds to bring a Lala in, or not even the funds. Maybe they don't have the connections with some celebrities or somebody, but celebrities are influential. If you could tap in with them and figure out a way where y'all can partner and do different things, I don't know, cut them some tax breaks or something. Do something for them and bring more of them in. A lot of those celebrities can influence them gentlemen and ladies in these prisons because they look up and listen to their music, or they look at their movies, they watch the movies, they look up to them. And if you don't think it's talent in those jails, bro, it's some of the most talented people in jail. Some of them just made a bad mistake. You know what I'm saying? So I salute to her for doing what she's doing, bro. That's huge. And if she could just reach one or two, that's one or two more. That's dope. I like that.
That he's not sure the beleaguered Rikers Island jail should close permanently in 2027 as planned. But in that case, what would happen to all the community jails that have already caused so much controversy and have cost so much money? Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang reports from Chinatown.
It looks like the ball has switched sides again in the ongoing confusion over Rikers Island.
What?
Eric Adams at City Hall Tuesday dropped quite a bombshell, suggesting a possible second chance for the troubled prison.
Those who are on Rikers now, because of bail reform and because of other reforms, you really have to do something bad to go to Rikers. Are we as a city willing to say that 2,000 extremely dangerous people, we're going to turn them back onto the streets? I'm not ready to say that.
Former Mayor Bill de Blasio pushed to shut down Rikers.
Maybe he need to hear some of these stories we was just listening to. Maybe he needed to hear those. Actually talk to the people and hear what's going on there.
By 2027, but now the current mayor wants city council to reconsider, given the astronomical costs of shutting down the huge incarceration center, then spending billions more to build neighborhood prisons in 4 out of the 5 boroughs. Projections are those new prisons will be way over budget and way too small by the time they're finished.
We have to remain safe as a city. As the plan currently stands, it's a question that is this a good public safety decision?
Chinatown has been fighting against building the world's largest prison in this small ethnic community, which has been crushed by COVID and anti-Asian attacks.
It's just really trying to sort of destroy Chinatown's original flavor or social infrastructure, which I just really resent.
The community has been protesting, organizing. We filed multiple lawsuits. The community board has been against it.
Adding to the confusion, there is movement now for the federal government to take over Rikers. While that winds its way through the court system, the future of these borough prisons remains uncertain.
That is not.
All these officials need to do is either talk to some of the past inmates who have went there, or either talk to some of the guards that have quit. There's your reason why it needs to be shut down right there. Right there. They'll give you everything you need to know. And that just goes to show why I always feel like these politicians aren't tapped in with the people. They not. Can't be. Listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of this video, bro. Till next one, I'm gone, man. So these theories will make you question everything. And remember, it's for entertainment purposes only. Let's check them out.
You know, there's certain birth months that produce the most cheaters. Scientists ran studies for thousands of divorces that got broken up just because of cheating, right? So the last one, the most loyal people were born in March. So if you're born in March, you're good.
The most loyal.
Yeah, most more loyal. I'll tell you the top 3, right? Coming in 3rd place, September. Second one is May.
So the second most cheating.
Most people that cheat. Now the number 1 place, the most unfaithful cheaters, Mr. Carlos himself.
It's February?
February!
You're lying.
February. That's why I was...
You're lying.
When I was reading it, I was like, February, wait, when's Carlos' birthday again?
You're lying. It's not February.
It is. What the f***? February was like 89%.
Born in February.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Aquariuses. Aquariuses, you guys are cheaters, man.
Whoa! Why are you accusing me of...
I'm not accusing you of that. I'm nothing. I'm just...
That's all theory, man.
No.
That's just all theory.
Scientists, there's studies, man.
How are you gonna find out though?
No,
how do they do these studies?
So what they did was like, I think they took all the divorces out of cheating. You know, there's certain...
I want to know. I need to know where did they get these statistics from? You know what I mean? Which is kind of ironic that Valentine's Day falls in February of all times for them to say that's the number 1 month that hosts the most cheaters. Yo, I was sitting here praying October was not on there, but you know, I mean, it's all fun and games. But if you like Queen says, if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna cheat. You're gonna do it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, it's not even that. It's because of your upbringing. For the fellas, most of the time, for us, it's we cheated because when we grew up, it was applauded to have multiple women. Where I grew up at, you was looked at as that dude, the player, that, you know what I'm saying? It was looked at. So you didn't know you wasn't doing it to really hurt somebody. You thought you was doing what everybody else was doing. You know what I mean? But that's interesting. February. Where are y'all February people at? You cheaters?
The craziest conspiracy theory about Prince Harry is that he's not actually a member of the royal family bloodline and he left the family because that's not his family. So if you don't know, Princess Diana and now King Charles' relationship was a show. There was affairs left and right, including with Princess Diana's riding instructor, James Hewitt. Okay, riding instructor. Anyway, he's rumored to be Harry's real dad. The affair with James suspiciously started to happen 2 years before Harry was born, and Princess Diana confirmed they were physical during their 5-year-long relationship while King Charles was off being awful and a fat shamer. So the timing, and obviously the red hair that none of the other royals have, and the suspiciously similar facial features, he looks a whole lot like James Hewitt, and a whole lot of nothing like King Charles, which is probably a good thing. Harry's relationship with Charles wasn't always the best, but the commander of royal protection literally leaked that when Harry found out about this news, he was devastated because his relationship with his father was actually improving. And Harry was literally asked to take a paternity test because everyone was suspicious, but Harry refused. He didn't want to lose the royal status, I guess. I'm gonna show you the most shocking piece of evidence, but before I do, make sure you follow so you...
Where do y'all get this information about that? Yo, I've never seen nobody go into hair color, I mean, when you look at like Maury Povich, you look at a kid and you're like, okay, that is not the father, you know what I mean? But how do y'all obtain the information y'all obtain and go in depth? I'm like, fam, most of y'all ain't even left the house to do this type of journalism. Y'all done this all from the house. Like, I need to know your sources, man. I need to know your sources, but that's crazy.
Okay, quick theory about cheating. You know how people say once a cheater, always a cheater? Well, I kind of flipped that on its head and was like, true. But also, anyone that I know that hasn't cheated on their current partner also hasn't cheated on any of their previous partners. So if your current partner has never cheated on anyone else, does that mean you can stop worrying if they're going to cheat on you? I don't know, it just kind of blew my mind when I thought of it. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm like totally wrong or if you feel the same way. Okay.
I don't believe in the once a cheater, always a cheater theory. No, you know why? Maturity. You do that when you're immature. I was immature when I was doing that. You know what I mean? I thought that was what I was supposed to be doing. I thought that was acceptable. I was immature. I didn't know. Now, no, I'm not doing that. You can't place that on everybody. When y'all start throwing out those blanket, your pool of dating is gonna shrink to this. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really cast out that whole net and say, oh, once a cheater, oh, I'm not dating people who have once cheated before. Cool. You're gonna have a slim pickings. Good luck with that.
Do you guys want to hear about the cheating conspiracy? This one's a good one. My husband and I had finally reached the end of our rope with his dad. You know, we had called him on some of the crap he had done. He did not like that. He came into my office, or rather my husband's office, and told my husband that he knew for a fact and had proof that I was having an affair with my brother-in-law. Let me tell you why that's laughable. First of all, my husband and I are very much in love. Second, my husband's office is about 25 feet from mine. We run a business together, we share our locations with each other, and we're in constant communication with each other all day long. My husband, maybe not so politely, told his dad to get out of his office. Amber, what did you do? The next time I told him, I said, hey, you know, if you think that I've done something, you can ask me. You don't have to go around and tell everybody. I'm not talking about this right now. Of course you're not talking about this right now. You were too busy talking about it with everybody else. But Amber, what was the proof that he had? Yeah, there was none. Shocking, I know. Do you guys want to hear about the cheating conspiracy?
Jeez, she did make a good point though. I don't even see how you do it these days. Cheating these days is nearly impossible. Nearly impossible. Like she said, if y'all got phones together, your location is known. My family knows my location. I know their location. You know what I mean? We can drop in on each other at any time and see where they're at, check in on them. How is that? Air tags these days, they can drop an air tag in your book bag, in your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I wish I had I think I do. My wallet comes with an AirTag system on it. Make sure you can't tag my, yeah, you can't ping my wallet. But anyway, my wallet comes that they just bought me. I want to say they bought me this wallet sometime this year. Let's just say that, sometime this year. You know what I mean? And I had the wallet I had for a long time. And they bought me this one, and it has an AirTag. So if I'm running around the house looking for my wallet, spazzing out like I do sometimes, I just go to my phone. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see how how y'all do it these days, bro. Like, there's videos where people teach you how to open someone's phone. Literally, you could probably look up on YouTube, somebody tells you how to unlock a phone without knowing the passcode. It's too stressful. I don't have time for the stress. I want to live a stress-free life. I don't have time. That's just too much stress. You know what I mean? Sheesh.
Has anyone else noticed whenever you're talking with people about their past relationships, seems like 90% of people say that they got cheated on. But something isn't adding up. Like, someone had to be doing the cheating. Like, I've never heard anyone say, oh yeah, I cheated on my ex. Like, some of y'all gotta be lying, because there's no way. Has anyone else noticed?
Hey, bro, listen, you on to something, bro. Just keep going down the path you're going. You're gonna get your answer, and you're right, bro. A lot of people lie. When I was running around, I was lying. I was lying a lot. I was trying to keep up with the lie that I had told this lie, and trying to remember that lie to make sure I covered that lie and this lie. It's a lot of lying. Just like I said before, it's a lot of stress. A lot of stress, bro, that you probably can deal with when you're younger, but as you start to progress and get older, you don't want to deal with that. Who wants to deal with all of that stress? No. My motto these days is, I'd rather lie for you than lie to you. Exactly. You know what I mean? I don't want to lie to you. I'd rather lie for you than lie to you.
You can see the phone in her hand right there. You can see the case right there. Boom.
So I'm actually going to take a crack at this, but I'm not going to analyze it because of the phone. I'm going to look at the body language of everyone.
Hold on. What's the question? It says, girl in the yellow is hood girl. And Maya was the one next to her, but we want the girl next to the couch. The guy, AKA his couch girl with the quick hands. Exposing couch girl. Girl surprises cheating BF. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Everyone in the room. That seems to be one thing everybody's ignoring. So here you go. I'll start with Hood Girl here at the top. She's actually the most vocal of the group about this situation. When the girl walks in, Hood Girl actually pulls the hood farther over her face and then waits for everything to feel like it's all clear and then pulls the hood back again. This is a red flag.
Oh, he tried to do it quick. I seen him that time. He tried to under lean over, grab, pull back. It just wasn't slick enough, bro. That's the problem. A lot of times we think we slick, fam, but we not slick enough. We not. They're playing music. I can't really have the music playing. But
notice how his toes are pointing towards her, and she's got her legs crossed towards him. Generally, if a female isn't comfortable sitting next to you, she'll cross her legs away from you. In this case, she's pretty comfortable with him. Next red flag. He's looking down when she comes in the room. Who looks down unless they're embarrassed? Also, look at his eyes when she walks in the room. He looks at his friend first, like, what's going on? How did this get approved? Then after, to someone off camera, like,
he looked at his friend like, why would you open the door? That's what that look was for. Like, fam, why do you open the door? If she stays outside, I don't have to deal with it. You open the door, I have to deal with it. Or at least give me heads up, give me time to get everything under control. That way when she walks in, she don't think or expect something. That's what that look to the friend was. But they'll have a further discussion later. You know what I'm saying?
Hey y'all, so I just kind of had an epiphany and I wanted to ask y'all something like, when did hip hop become cheating music? Like, it has to be a part of the agenda. And I don't know, like, I love trap music, like I love Chief Keef, all of them, but I don't know, like, I was just listening to Moneybagg one time and he even came on just now and I had to turn it off, but what made me realize it was when he was like, I was with my dude and his homies and I played this song. He was like, I can't help but F her raw. And everybody was like, can't help but F her raw, light skin, green eye. And it's like, hold on, because I'm not about to play that for y'all. And they were just so hyped up to be like, yeah, like, I gotta feed her lies. He said something like, I gotta feed that lies. That it's like, oh no, like that's just not what I'm playing in front of y'all. Like I don't even know how Ari do it, cause what? Watch your mouth. But then it's just like maybe I'm just at that era where I don't want to listen to hip hop. Like I don't want to. I don't know. Like it's like an era that I'm about to hit. But then it's like I'm not that too old to be like, oh, I don't want to listen to that. But it was just like hip hop just became cheating music, and same with the girls. It's not just Moneybagg. I'm sure everybody rapped like that. Like I listen to trap, but at least when I listen to Chief Keef, he's talking about other stuff than just sneaking out. Like Moneybagg got sneaky music. Like he makes music for sneaky. Like I hope y'all know that. And it's just kind of like they're spending millions and millions of dollars for this type of music. So don't think it's just them. It's a hidden agenda up there that is just trying to like segregate maybe the black community. I don't know. Like I listen to white people music and I haven't really heard too much cheating. Billie Eilish, that girl just made me cry on that song. Like that was deep. But then when you go into hip hop, it's just like everybody can't choose a girl, gotta have multiple girls. And maybe I blame Future, but I don't know. It's just like I'm at that age, I guess, where I'm just not falling for that no more. Maybe. I don't know, but I just had to tell y'all that because I had to think like, oh, I'm not playing this because this is the same music that my dude was just super hyped about, and he do his thing too. So guess what? I'm gonna blame the music. Hey y'all, so
That's maturity. That's exactly what that is. We was just talking about that earlier. Here's another case of maturity. When you get older, you start to choose a better path for yourself, and music is super influential. It's super influential. And when you're going through certain stages of your life, you want that music. When you're out there wilding, college, high school, you want that type of music. It fuels everything that you're doing. We can't always blame the music because we choose what we invite into our lives. We choose it. If we didn't want to hear it, we don't have to listen to it. And if we don't all listen to it, they'll be forced to make different music because nobody's listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So if we start listening to things that's positive, uplifting, giving us better information and stuff like that, then that'll become the trend. When we realize our power and we control that, then we can have that. So we can't 100% put the blame on the music. We have to put some of the onus on ourselves. But yeah, a lot of that comes down to maturity. When you're young, you want that type of stuff. When you get a little older, you're trying to settle down. You're starting to think about your future. You know what I mean? What you want your life to be, starting a family, having a career. That music doesn't fit that lifestyle. So it starts to kind of turn you off a little bit from it. It's funny to see people go through different phases, but that's life. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just what you go through. Simple.
Afternoon. I have a theory about a woman's intuition. Like when she knows that her dude is cheated on her or is about to cheat on her or has cheated on her. I think, now, I have nothing to back this up scientifically, but I think it's because the guy thinks about it or has done it. Either way, it's in his head. He's thought about it, whatever. So when he does have sex with his woman, he is now downloading that information into her. And now she knows. So I think that's one way that female intuition works, especially with a dude, that he's pretty much downloading everything into her when they have sex. So, just a theory.
Bro, I might be on to something there. Y'all play. I know it's a lot of dudes sitting there like, that's how she figured it out. Bro might be on to something. I always say, that women's intuition thing is scary. Beyond scary. I've never seen nothing like it, bro. I don't know. They're not from here. They're from another planet. And when we find that planet, we're going to see a ton of women just like them. And they're going to really have that intuition, man. And we'll see where they get it from and how progressive it gets, why they get so good with it. But that stuff is scary, fam. Like undeniably scary. man, like women should have been like magicians on stage, bro, because they got some, they got some abilities, some superpowers, all kind of things.
CIA tactics to use to tell if your husband or boyfriend have been cheating on you.
Sorry, fellas. I am so sorry, fellas. I'm gonna let this video ride, fellas. I'm just apologizing now. So I know some people wanted me to just, yo, skip this one. Don't do this one. Skip this one. Skip this. Sorry, fellas. I'm gonna let it ride.
So, contrary to popular belief, nonverbal communication cues cannot be used to determine if a person is lying to you or not. By nonverbal communication, I mean someone fidgeting, I mean someone looking all over the place rather than meeting you directly in the eye. One of the first things that they teach you whenever you are at the CIA and you're going to go out and do elicitation or debriefing with detainees or sources is that torture does not work. Anytime somebody is in a really stressful situation like being tortured, or you're making them really uncomfortable by constantly berating them or interrogating them, they're just going to say whatever they can to make it stop. So you might get a false confession. Just, your husband or your boyfriend just like wants you to shut up. So they're like, yeah, fine. Okay, I cheated on you. You don't want that. You want to make whoever you are trying to get the truth out of as comfortable as possible. You want to sit them in a position where they can easily leave if they want to. But then you also, need to have some kind of idea, baseline idea, and I assume you would, as their wife or their girlfriend, about like what their normal behaviors are. And if whenever they're talking to you, if they are exhibiting, anything kind of like out of the ordinary. But that alone, like fidgeting or not failure to meet you in the eye, is not indicative that they are lying to you. So your best bet is to get them as comfortable as possible. Sit them down, give them a cocktail, make them feel like whatever they have to say to you, you're going to forgive them. And that would be my advice to you, having worked at the CIA, on how to get your husband or your boyfriend to confess that they did or did not cheat on you.
All right, fellas. So, and ladies, if you come home, your significant other is preparing you a drink and sitting you down at the table, run. Run. It's coming. It's the setup, bro. Unfortunately, you won't see it coming. No matter how much people prepare you for it, you won't see it coming. You will not see it coming, fam. It's going to blindside you. And yeah, you're not going to be able to escape it. Prepare for it. Nothing. Just going to have to deal with it, man. That's it.
You want to know if he's cheating on you, and I'm going to tell you. We all know who've been there, what the signs are, and here they are. Now, not every guy is like this. If you're with a psychopath, that's a whole different video. This is for a normal guy with a conscience who's cheating on you. The signs start whenever they meet her and they feel that spark. That's when the signs start. And that is when your woman's intuition is going to start being like, ooh, something's going on. And it will not start with him like having a second phone, coming home late, all that stuff. No, it starts with vibe. It starts with him pulling away. First of all, it starts with him pulling away and you feeling an emotional distance in you. Something that makes you feel like you're just doing something and you're going about your life and like your head comes up. You know that feeling? Like where you're just going about your life and like your head comes up and you're like, what?
This is why I say when fellas cheat or get cheated on, let's say that. When fellas get cheated on, we don't know for god awful, I don't know how long. Women, I don't know if it's just instant. Y'all just catch a chill and y'all like, oh snap, he's cheating. And y'all just be like, knowing.
That's the feeling. That is the first sign that your guy is interested and has met somebody else. Now, it could be somebody at work and it could never turn into anything, but that is the very first sign.
So I learned a psychology fact about the kind of people that cheat in relationships that I wanted to share because I think it's really interesting. So you need to watch out for the ones that are hyper jealous, because people project things that they are capable of, and I will explain. Like, you know, when you break up with someone because they did something to you, you're always shocked because you're like, I don't understand, like, I would never do that to you. So if someone is hyper jealous about you cheating on them or you being whatever, dishonest or whatever, it's because, excuse me, son, it's because that means that they are capable of doing that. They can see themselves doing that, so they think that other people are capable of that. That's also why in job applications they ask you, like, do you think most people are honest? Do you think most people are good? You're supposed to say yes, because that is how they are testing you to see if you are an honest, trustworthy person. Okay, that's all. Bye.
I do think that, bro. You know what I mean? Like she said, people will be so insecure, and it's usually a telltale sign about certain things. You know what I mean? When they're super, super jealous and insecure, it's a telltale sign. You know? And a lot of times it's because they've done a lot. So their trust, they have none because of things that they've done in the past. And it's not always you. It's things that they've done. So when you do certain things that might trigger something, because they've done it to other people. So yeah, you could, she's right on that. You can definitely tell, you know, it's hard, but you can definitely point out some.
Clue number 1. She's always exposing that BFF, or those group of friends, who you know are cheating on their men. You have to ask yourself, if these women are so bad, if she's talking so much crap about them, why is she hanging out with them? Birds of a feather flock together. I hate to tell you, boyfriend, she's out there cheating on you. Clue number 1.
That's a fact, bro. Whenever you around somebody and they friends, who they hang around, bro, tells you a lot. Tells you a lot about a person. You know what I mean? What's gonna stop? Oh, they all going out, they telling their boyfriends, and your girl is just gonna be the one girl out of the group that doesn't do what the rest of them are doing? Not saying it can't happen, but just the odds aren't in your favor, bro. They not in your favor, man. Like, she giving you game right here, man. Y'all make sure y'all soak it up. That was game right there. And you might feel like, I know that. But still, some people need to hear that because they don't pick up on those things like that. If you do, then great. You're observative and you pay attention. But some people miss that step right there. And that's a critical step. You know what I mean? But listen, man, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about these cheating theories. All right? And stick around and stay tuned, man. Till next one, I'm gone.